So, you probably have heard me talk about this since Monday. Today is Wednesday. I hope this video is going up on time. If it goes up on Thursday and something has or something hasn't come out, then this rant's going to be worth it anyway. But today, as you're looking on the screen, you are looking at the most ugliest photo of Dan Schneider I could find on the internet. And thank goodness I did, folks, because this right here is the next Harvey Weinstein. I am sorry for saying this. And maybe Harvey Weinstein and Dan Schneider knew each other very well in the past, but I'm telling you right now, folks, it is a disgrace that celebrities, well, they're B-listers now because it used to be A-listers back in the 2000s. Celebrities like Miranda Cosgrove and Victoria Justice are not coming out with these accusations. This is the right time to be doing it now. What's wrong with them? And that's where I'll yell afterwards, because I am just irritated. I am annoyed that our media refuses to cover this story. It's bad enough today that, oh, poor Matt Lauer, he got fired. Say it ain't so. Yeah, well, I'm from the 2000s, okay? I grew up with his shows. I grew up with The Amanda Show. I grew up with Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, iCarly, Zoe 101, and yes, I used to have a crush on Miranda Cosgrove. Maybe I still do. But my mind has changed since the Harvey Weinstein scandal broke. I now view women differently than I used to, say, a year or two ago. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Dan Schneider, and then I'll explain quickly my fantasy of being a childhood actor. And now I'll quickly mention that because I used to be I wanted to be one, but you know, my teachers and parents said, don't do it. You're going to leave New York. You have to go to California. And then I took their advice, and long term it paid off. I'm going to leave them on the East Coast, because before I read the article from Red State, because I can't record due to my screen recorder acting up, and this is the best way I can do it, I have to say, for all you people on the West Coast, for all you snobby celebrities, how in the world do you deal with Los Angeles traffic? Okay, it's bad enough here in New York City. It's bad enough here in Queens that when I go out to Nassau County all the time, I have to deal with the Long Island Expressway every time the stupid traffic builds up by Springfield Boulevard, or when I go out to Franklin Square to a friend's house, that Franklin Avenue gets screwed up with traffic till Eagle Avenue or Benton Boulevard. How do you people do it? Just comment below. Randomly. But here we go. Now, before I get off topic, I'm going to read this Red State article, and then I'm going to rant and rave, because this is a disgrace. Go down to the important one. Okay, here we go. Let me go down for a sec, because again, I don't want to give the unnecessary information. Alright, so I'll give you an idea of who he is. In case you don't know who this fat disgrace of a tub is next to Harvey Weinstein, I will tell you who this guy is. Alright, so he used to be an actor back in the 1980s and the 1990s. You may remember him with that big manchurial role in Good Burger with Kel Mitchell and Kenan Thompson. And more importantly, again, I mentioned earlier that he has created a lot of popular children's TV shows in the 2000s. And I used to have respect for this guy. But as I said before, after Harvey Weinstein's scandal broke, I now view these people distastefully. I now do. Alright, so Mr. Schneider has been the subject of some very disturbing and consistent rumors for years. One need only search his name on the internet, go on Google, because I found this article, and again, it will be in the description below, to find pretty damning rumors about him going way back into the 2000s. And everywhere you look on the internet, all everyone talks about is his foot fetish fantasies. And more importantly, how he's discriminating against teenagers. I understand that federal law prevents the large majority of people who are above 40 years old in this country, but our law needs to change because of this crap. There are stories of his foot fetishes and how he acts them out on young extras alone in his office. Okay, let me read this again. There are stories of his foot fetishes and how he acts them out on young extras alone in his office. There are even rumors about his relationship with underage teenagers and how they let off spin-off shows where the girls are backlisting them for those who did not participate. And then they show these creepy photos of the... Now, as I said before, a long time ago, before anybody knew Harvey Weinstein was a household name because of this scandal, you know, I would never have any problems with these photos. I wouldn't. Hell, I'm just a guy from New York City who loves being entertained, alright? And cannot stand the West Coast after people complain to me about it. Now, alright, here's an adorable photo of Miranda Cosgrove I'm looking at in the article. And I'm not going to change the photo until I show the foots in the set, but... Here is him with Miranda Cosgrove. Something isn't right. Is he trying to grab some boobs? Maybe. Here is another one where he's putting his arm around a young girl. Doesn't look right. And then there's this one where Dan Schneider puts his elbow on Jeanette McCurdy. I swear this is so disturbing. Over the years, many anonymous actors and users have told their stories on forums like Reddit and in chat rooms. So, basically now, we look at this Reddit thread. Here's what Reddit screen user, him with, I think that's 4, yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and / I think. Anyhow, it says, he's a monster. The worst predator alive. And if you wonder why nobody will confront or charge him, he is in charge of multiple hit shows for Nickelodeon and Viacom, which rakes in oceans of money. Tens of millions of dollars, multiplied by many years and many shows. Not to mention his merchandising royalties. So, Viacom Nickelodeon warned him to cool it, then pay for his damn lawyers. And then, there's this podcast. I want you to click on the link below. There's 2 links. There's the Red State one, and then there's a podcast where an actress who actually tried out for one of Dan Schneider's shows went on this podcast. I forget the name of it right now, but whoever did this podcast was pure genius. Because this actress revealed, that I'll quickly mention it, that apparently Dan Schneider and all these childhood producers love the girls going in the pool. And from what the actress said, who went anonymous, she claims that Megan Fox and Hilary Duff got their lead roles in movies and TV shows because of them being fantasized in California pools. Because, you know, you think of Los Angeles, you think of all the wonderful pools by the mansions. Here in New York, you always think of all those nice, fancy Suffolk County pools, but that's a whole other story. Ugh. What about the parents? No teenager parent who shoved their kid into Heimlight for birth is going to cross him either and risk career suicide and loss of revenue. No matter how bad, and I'm not even going to say the F word, because if I say the F word, I'm literally going to get a strike on this YouTube channel. But I have talked to people and I'm allowed to say shit, crap, and hell, but I'm not allowed to say the B word, I'm not allowed to say the F word, and especially not the M word, because that's controversy, but I know what word this is, I'm not going to say it. Especially if there's multiple kid actors in the family. And the kids' agents are competent too. Just ask the Spears family. A lot of settlements get paid out of Viacom's accounts. Alright, I don't need to read this crap about him being the father of Jamie Lynn Spears because that's fake news. It's also fake news that Amanda Bynes got pregnant. And I'm sorry if you're Amanda Bynes, but you should not be involved in the story. Okay? I'm sorry if you're being dragged into this. So we're going to leave you out. Because, as I said, I'm only bringing up Victorious and iCarly. Okay? Those are our only two shows we're talking about in my rant. One commenter even made an allegation about being paid $100 to have his feet tickled by Dan in the privacy of his office while working as an extra on The Amanda Show. Okay. So, there's one proof of evidence that there is a proof that there could be a sexual harassment lawsuit filed against this guy. There's one proof. But again, and as I said before, I'm going to explain why Victoria Justice and Miranda Cosgrove should sue this guy. Much like a high-ranking priest, Dan Schneider and many others like him will probably never be exposed, and unfortunately, I don't want to hear this crap about showbiz, baby. Again, if you read this article, I just want to let everybody know. Do not, and I repeat, do not suggest anything to Amanda Bynes and the Jamie Lynn Spears. Unless he did something. Because there's not photographic proof. I have photographic proof from these shows. Alright, so here's this gif of Ariana Grande being sexually fantasized. It'll play it. If it doesn't play it, that's alright, because I could care less. Poor gif. It won't play. Oh, who cares? His jokes go way too far, and this is from Twitter user Sober Lauren. Obvious, this one's just weird. Victoria Justice is only 16 years old. And the guy who played Robbie talked about her boobs. Do I need to go on further than this? And then Jerry, who's the guy? I don't even know who played Spencer. If I can't think of it because I'm just so annoyed right now because of this. The actor who played Spencer on iCarly. Jerry Drainer, that's the guy. I remembered. He played Crazy Steve on Drake and Josh. Yeah, he made Jerry Drainer say an innuendo. Big deal. This is not the evidence. Alright, then there's one video where Daniela Monet, and here's proof, Daniela Monet is fantasizing with fish how they're making her feet feel comfortable. And the actor who played Robbie got involved in the scene, and the actress who played Kat, Ariana Grande, who everybody knows by now, because she's a common household name, was involved in the scene too. And then a joke from iCarly where Hobknocker, when a guy hits you in the face with his, I'm not even going to say it because, you know, saying sexual parts will get a strike on my YouTube channel. But hey, YouTube doesn't care if I say shit, crap, or hell. And here is Ariana Grande deploring her body from Dan Schneider to put Lord knows what on her body that looks sexual. Folks, that's porn right there. Hey, that. And again, I understand I can't show you my screen and the creepy photo of Dan Schneider is going to be in this video, But you do not need to see me angry right now, because if you see my face right now, I am about to turn red when I end the video and rant and rave about how deplorable this is. And then this horrible joke from Elizabeth Giles, you want a wiener in your face, to Victoria Justice, when her boobs are clearly showing on the camera. Alright. This Christmas scene really doesn't help. Ah, here we go. So, here's another scene from iCarly where, if you don't want to think of this GIF, because this has been a popular GIF all over the internet, but this GIF right here of Nathan Crest suggesting something sexual to Miranda Cosgrove. Folks, she can't sue Nathan Crest. She can sue Dan Schneider, which again, I'll get into that in a sec. Go down, same GIF again. Alright, so one tweet says, make sure, every show he's created, he's how involved feet as much as possible and worked its way into the script. Here's one photo of Noah Monk and Jeanette McCurdy. This creeps me out because I'm wondering why Noah Monk is rubbing Jeanette McCurdy's feet. He might as well be rubbing her breast, or I don't even want to say it on YouTube, because again... Alright, here's the photo. Here's the photo I'm about to pop up on the screen right now. Here's the photo. Look at it. Look at it. Here is feet. Okay? Victoria Justice. One on the right might possibly be Jeanette McCurdy's. I don't know, because again, apparently Dan Schneider had this fascination with their feet. And then this episode right here. I remember this episode from the feet very well, of when he made Jeanette McCurdy and Miranda Cosgrove use their feet in a skit for this Guinness World Record episode. That's creepy, isn't it? And then Victoria Justice again. And it goes on and 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 on. And what disturbs me about this, and this is where I'm going to begin my rant here, is this. If Chris Savino could get fired, why not Dan Schneider? Okay? And I'm sorry if I'm going to piss off Miranda Cosgrove, and I'm sorry if I'm going to piss off Victoria Justice, because right now they're literally doing nothing in Hollywood because of this. You dumb broads! You don't realize that this is sexual harassment? You don't realize that how many times you read the script and you realized that this monster, this ugly-looking guy, who maybe is a little bit more attractive than Harvey Weinstein, but don't you see where I'm going with this? All you have to do is go forward to the media with this story. The example today set by NBC firing Matt Lauer, and just last week, Charlie Rose getting fired by CBS and PBS and Mike Bloomberg's television network. Clearly sets a precedent here for these actresses to go forward to the press, say that I felt embarrassed every time this guy made me show my feet on camera. And if you listen to the podcast, you will see why these parents need to contact Miranda Cosgrove and Victoria Justice immediately. Because this is deplorable. This is inhumane. Oh, and I'm looking at the photo again. Andre Robinson, I think that's his name. I don't know. But the guy who played Andre in Victorious is putting ketchup on Victoria Justice's feet. This is sexual harassment. If this doesn't define your definition of being harassed in Hollywood, then I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with you. Are you that stupid? You have a screw loose in your brain? You don't know what's been going on in the news the past month and a half? You don't realize that Harvey Weinstein and all these other creepos are being exposed? And again, I'm sorry for bringing up random names, but I hope David Muir is not being accused. Because the last thing I need is to not have something to watch at 6:30 at night. And again, I've watched Matt Lauer over the years. Just quickly mentioning. This is, by far, the definition of why our media yet refuses to cover this man. And before I lose my voice, because I'm recording this on the day I'm doing Spam tonight, and we're going to, of course, talk about Matt Lauer, and I'm going to try my best to not bring up Dan Schneider, because I've just had it talking about this issue. Again, if I'm Miranda Cosgrove, if I'm Victoria Justice, I am calling lawyers, I am asking to file a lawsuit against Dan Schneider, against Nickelodeon, against Viacom, and against his production company, Dan Warp. Because that's his production company. I actually researched it. I am going forward to the press with this story. That's what I would do. And I don't care if I lose money. I don't care. This is how you should be viewing it. You shouldn't care if you're losing money. You shouldn't care if your public image becomes D-list or F-list or whoever the hell cares. This is our problem in today's society in the 21st century. This is the problem we face. And if it's not Dan Schneider, maybe it's someone else. Alright. I ran it for 20 minutes. I think my work here is done. So, if I have made people go insane, I'm sorry for doing that. If I've made anybody go nuts, so be it. But it needed to get out there. If Matt Drudge is watching this video, sir, put this video on your website right now. Because this is the best rant you're going to hear from anybody talking about this issue. And if Alex Jones, if you're even watching this, sir, I appreciate you for playing this. I'm just mentioning random names. And I seriously doubt Mark Dice is watching this. But I know Alex Jones and Matt Drudge and maybe even a few people at Breitbart would pick up the story. But that's who should be investigating this. That's where I end it. No more ranting, no more raving. I'm going to stay silent until somebody contacts me about this. I'm going to stay silent until our media finally gets a grip and starts investigating this, or they start breaking the news, or, as I said, if it's not Miranda Cosgrove, if it's not Victoria Justice, because again, those are the ladies who can sue him right now, maybe it's someone else. And if they do, it sets the bar, and it sets the example that this is our defining moment of the 21st century.